With our deployment of unified I/O and fiber channel over Ethernet using the Cisco Nexus switches, Cisco IT has laid the foundation for a unified computing architecture that will bring even greater virtualization and workload portability gains to the data center, as well as lower data center operating costs and ultimately improve customer satisfaction. So what did our infrastructure look like before we deployed the Nexus 7000 and 5000 switches inside our Northern California data center? Like many other IT organizations, Cisco IT used traditional separate Ethernet switching and fiber channel switching fabrics to connect servers to the disparate LAN and SAN infrastructures. This architecture constrained our ability to quickly deploy new corporate applications or expand existing ones. We wanted to take advantage of new server virtualization technologies for moving workloads around, but the rigidity and complexity of the existing network infrastructure stood in our way. At the same time, we were being asked to use space more efficiently and minimize demand for power and cooling in the data center. To meet these business requirements, teams from Cisco IT, IT design, and operations worked up a three-pronged approach. First, to consolidate server LAN and SAN I/O connectivity at the network access layer. Second, to scale network port density to support more servers and throughput at the distribution layer. And third, to increase bandwidth in the core layer without dropping packets or increasing application response times. So, we deployed unified I/O and fiber channel over Ethernet technology using the Cisco Nexus 5000 and 7000 series switches. Our deployment was straightforward. For each set of 3 server racks, we deployed a redundant pair of Nexus 5000 top-of-rack switches. These provide the servers with all LAN and SAN connectivity over a single pair of redundant 10 gigabit Ethernet connections. The server and network racks reside within a data center pod, which is a self-contained, repeatable group of computing resources supported by its own LAN and SAN substation. With this pod design, we can expand data center capacity easily, affordably, and in a modular way. The Nexus 5000 switches link to a Nexus 7000 switch for LAN distribution and to Cisco MDS multi-layer director switches for storage. And we're using Cisco Catalyst 6500 switches at the network edge to provide application and security services such as load balancing and SSL acceleration. So far, we've experienced a number of significant benefits. We're using 66% fewer cables than a traditional LAN and SAN switching configuration, which allows us to take a standardized wire-once approach for all servers by using Nexus 5000 switches for all our server connectivity and the Nexus 7000 switch for aggregation and core. We've eliminated the need for separate SAN access switches by combining LAN and SAN access switching ports over a unified 10 gigabit Ethernet link. We've significantly reduced the number of LAN connections by using a pair of 10 gigabit Ethernet ports for each server instead of our traditional 6 1 gigabit Ethernet ports. And instead of multiple network interface cards and host bus adapters, the switches use a 10 gigabit Ethernet converged network adapter that requires less power and provides more capacity and flexibility to support server virtualization. The density and virtualization capabilities of the Nexus 7000 switches will also allow us to converge multiple core networks into a single virtualized core, which will bring even greater power and operational savings. We estimate that this reduced power consumption by the servers and network infrastructure will increase the power available to support additional servers by up to 1/3. This gain will extend the life of our data centers and postpone the need to invest in the build-out of additional facilities. What's more, this unified fabric approach is completely consistent with Cisco IT's strategy to adopt a unified computing architecture that provides the flexibility, bandwidth, and efficiency that's integral to Cisco's unified computing system. This represents a major step forward toward aligning our data center resources with Cisco's business objectives of fully integrated data center management, scalable virtualization, and seamless workload portability.